County School District, and welcome back to another In the Know, where I have a chance to update you about the latest information in the school district, including the most recent school board meeting. So we have come back from spring break. I hope everybody had a chance to at least get some rest and relaxation in, to get some time with friends and family. Most importantly, to get re-energized as we enter the last 5 to 6 weeks of the school year here, the final home stretch as I like to call it. And we're really looking forward to finishing up the school year and seeing the wonderful efforts that our students will put in as they finish up their school year with end-of-year testing as well. The first item I want to bring up is our board meeting that we had this past Monday. We had several different things that were discussed. The first item was we had a lot of student celebrations, so it was great again to see our students with us, our parents and families with us. We had junior scholars that were celebrated, Skills USA, a couple first place winners in the state. So it is always so great to have our students with us and to celebrate them in front of everybody. We also had a wonderful presentation by our social workers, and an update on currently all the different items that they have been helping out with the district throughout the year. So there were a lot of numbers that were given out, but most importantly, just the reality of our school social workers do so much for our families and students. There's so many things that they see that a lot of us don't realize, but they help so many that are in need. And so again, it's just an opportunity to be able to say thank you for the work that they do and the efforts that they put in for our families and our students. Also gave an update on our annual goals, my monthly update on our annual goals. And so, for example, safety and security, we actually held a reunification drill with J.L. Kane Elementary students. We had all 600 students that wound up getting bused over to Darlington Middle School, and had law enforcement with us as well as administrators from other schools across the district, and had a chance to see how that would look in case of a weather emergency or any type of emergency. We had some role playing with some parents where they came in and picked up the students. And mainly, we just want to get a chance to practice as much as possible for if we ever have to do it, in an actual emergency situation. Also, we had a countywide tabletop plant drill for the Robinson nuclear plant. So again, all of our Hartsville principals were involved with that and what that would look like from a law enforcement standpoint, but also all the other agencies across the district. So it has been a full week of drills that we've had. Our mental health supports, again, we're continuing to explore ways that we can get more supports to our students and our staff, and in ways that looks. Dr. McCall is continuing to work. I know many of you all may have seen her in your schools, and we are continuing to look at several different options on how to bring more mental health support into our buildings with our parents. We're also, of course, parent-guardian involvement is another one of those annual goals that we have, and the big news is we of course have our Random Act of Kindness Day on this coming Saturday, the 22nd of April. The Lamar area will be doing theirs on the 29th because they have prom on the 22nd, but the rest of the district will be doing theirs on the 22nd. And we're looking forward there. Each school has come up with their plans on how they are engaging with their community and how they're also utilizing our students, our parents, our local churches and businesses to show what that looks like, to give back without any requirement needed back from who we're giving to. So we, again, random act of kindness. It's not spontaneous act of kindness. So it doesn't have to be something that nobody knows about necessarily, but it's more about the act of giving without any expectation of anything being given back. And we want our students to see what this looks like and how to experience it. We also want to include our parents and families and guardians and our churches with this as well as we do this together, shoulder to shoulder. But I'm really encouraged on how that's going to look across Darlington County and I can't wait to see the different sites that I'll be traveling to visit with everybody and get a chance to be part of the activities. Lastly, of course, the academic achievement goal that we have. We are finalizing our MAP testing window, so that closes this week, at the end of this week. And then, of course, we move straight into the 1st of May, the windows for the SC Ready, SC Pass, and of course the end of course testing window starts on the 8th. All those windows will go through the 24th of May. And then, of course, a few days after that will be the last day of school. So we're really accelerating towards the end of the school year. But again, as I say, I don't want to be defined only by a one-day test, but I certainly want our students to be able to show themselves and the work that their teachers have done with them, what all they have learned. And we want that to be as positive as an experience as it can be. Again, I don't want to stress everybody out about a one-day test, but I do want our students to perform as best as they can, and I want us to do everything we can to help take the pressure off of them, make them more comfortable in that environment so it's not as stressful and they can show us everything that they've learned this year. And so we're again looking forward to the final results of that as they come out after the end of the school year. Another topic that took place at the board meeting I thought was so important I needed to come back to you in a different uniform to tell you about it. And that is, of course, the budget process and where we are with that. We had a lengthy conversation, the board and myself, talking through where we are currently at the state level with the budget, as well as what that may look like for us at the school district. I do highly recommend you go back and look at the board meeting. Those are available on our website so you can hear the discussion. But predominantly it focused on the state and the discussion of first and foremost raises for teachers, and that seems to be a message that is out there. Of course, the reality of that message is it's only for school districts that are not currently paying the minimum salary. And so, for example, they're talking about raising the statewide teacher salary scale from $40,000 to $42,500 starting salary. We currently are at $43,000 in the Darlington County School District, so we exceed that, which means we would not receive any money from the state for teacher raises. And so the discussion was, just like the past few years, the board has really stepped up for the school district and allowed raises for teachers and all of the other employees in the district too. And so we certainly hope we are able to do that this year, but it just depends on how much money we are receiving from all the different places. For example, the taxes that we receive, the operational millage that we receive from the county, as well as the monies that we receive for the different funds at the state level. So everything's on the table at this point in time, and I do believe if the budget allows that the board is certainly looking at that for raises for all the employees across the school district, but it's just too early to be able to say in this process right now. So we do have first reading that is scheduled, first reading of the budget that's scheduled for May the 8th. And then second reading will be in June. And so a lot will happen between that first reading and second reading, but we certainly want to keep you updated on what's going on as far as the budget process, what that looks like. Of course, the board has some priorities that they've identified, and I have some priorities that I've identified as well, and we just have to wait and see what that total amount is going to be that we receive, and then what does that look like for potential raises, and then what does that look like for potential positions for the priorities that have been identified. So again, there'll be more to come on this, but I just felt it was very important to let you know about that. And then of course the retention bonuses that everybody will be receiving for staying in the school district with us, those retention bonuses will be distributed before the end of this school year. So before the end of May, everyone will receive via direct deposit the retention bonuses that the board approved for certified $2,000 and classified $1,000. So again, look for that before the end of the school year, and I appreciate the board recognizing the fact that it's important, the employees that are saying they appreciate staying with us, that we reward them for that. So I just wanted to be able to give you that update on the budget process and the monies that we're looking at this point in time. So much is on the table, as well as the retention bonuses that will be distributed by the end of May. And so now I'm going to see if you're really paying attention in the middle of the In the Know message, because I'm going to change costumes again for my next segment. Also, in my superintendent's update, we talked a little bit about the strategic plan that we're putting the final touches on that. Again, that has been a cross-section of stakeholders in the district, and we have worked up a new mission and vision statement along with new goals in areas that we will have in the strategic plan with certain metrics to show how we're achieving those goals. And of course, this will be for the next 5 years. And so each year we'll have progress on how we're doing on the goals, and we'll visit that once a year as well. But I'm so excited to have this process taking place. It's really the first time we've done it in 20 plus years, as far as involving as many people as we have. And the end result is to come out with a strategic plan that is relevant currently to the Darlington County School District. And so again, I hope to have everybody a one sheet that lists, that one sheet will list the goals that we have and the mission and vision on it, so everybody will be able to refer back to that as we kick off our new school year for next school year. Also, we have art and business that we're celebrating this week, so we're excited about each school and their students that were chosen and their art teachers, and of course the families get a chance to be part of this celebration and awards recognition. So that is at St. John's Auditorium on Thursday the 20th at 6:30. So we're excited about that. And then also we're celebrating our Support Employee of the Year and Teacher of the Year with breakfast and luncheons next week, where we bring all those folks together. We haven't really been able to do that in the past few years at the same time in the same room, so we're looking forward to having those two groups. We've got our Support Employees of the Year in a breakfast, and then the next day we have our Teachers of the Year at a luncheon. So excited to celebrate all of those folks and the efforts that they've put in this year for their schools. And then lastly, I mentioned that we have our district technology sale going on again, where we are offering up old devices that are currently out of date as far as being able to be updated, but certainly could be of use to somebody at home. So the first day of the sale is only offered for employees of the Darlington County School District, and that will be on Monday, the 24th. And then on Tuesday, we'll open it up to the public. So again, if you want to get a used iPad to have extra at home, now's the time to do that. And we've had a lot of success with these technology sales that we've had, most importantly offering to the district employees, but also to our community afterwards. And that's everything that took place at the board meeting. We have one board meeting this month because of spring break, pushed out that meeting, and so we do not have a work session. Our next regular board meeting will be in May on the 8th, and then we will also have a work session on the 22nd. So for the May meetings, that's the schedule that we have. Wanted to also talk a little bit about that this is National Public School Volunteer Week. And so we are celebrating all those folks that volunteer with us in the Darlington County School District. Please let them know how much they're appreciated in your buildings. Next week is Administrative Professionals Week, so that will be all the folks that help keep everything straight for us in our offices and our buildings. Let's make sure to let our administrative professionals that are in our offices know how much we appreciate them as well. And then we also have Teacher Appreciation Week, which is coming up the 8th through the 12th of May. And so certainly we have a lot of things happening in the building for Teacher Appreciation Week. I know there's a lot of sweets that come into the buildings, and coffee and donuts and food. It is typically a food celebration week, but most importantly it's a celebration of our teachers in the classroom. And so we'll look forward to that celebration as well. And that's everything that we have for this month's In the Know. As I always tell you, hug on your family, tell them how much you love them, tell them how much we appreciate them sharing you with us. And as I always want to try to say to you as well, thank you so much for everything you do for the children in the Darlington County School District and their families. You are so appreciated, and I know this is going to be a very exciting month coming up as we end the school year, and I look forward to seeing you out in the buildings as well as at the next In the Know.